And welcome back to
another episode of Books, Beer
and Wine. It's been a very long time since we've done that, so I don't even remember the last book we discussed, maybe Young Mungo?
Yeah, probably.
Today we want to discuss In Memoriam by Alice Winn, and there's a bit of a story behind our discussion today, because as you might know, Karina works at a bookstore and she got an early copy, a reader's copy.
In German.
In German, but I don't read translated works if I can avoid that. So we reached out to Alice Winn, the author, and Alice was really kind and arranged for us to get
a review copy of In Memoriam, which is the original title.
Yeah, so Penguin sent us this copy and we are very grateful for that.
Because I told Cora that this is so far my favorite book of the year, and I said you have to read it, and well, she said I want to read the original version, and that's the story behind it. Yeah, and we had to do another book, beer and wine episode because
we haven't done one.
We haven't done one
in ages.
We love this book so much.
In Memoriam, it's set in 1914 and it starts out at a private school called public school, but read about that if you're interested in that, in the English countryside. And we have two main characters, Henry Gaunt and Elwood. What's his first name? I don't know. I don't remember his first name.
He's called Elwood all the time.
Yeah. So I think they are 16... Sydney, yeah. 16 and 17 when the war starts, and World War. And so usually they have to be 18 to enlist, but for several reasons they go to war earlier. So that is the historical plot here, and so the personal one is that Elwood and Gaunt are very close friends, and not just friends.
Yeah.
I mean,
especially
in practice they are just friends.
Yes, because of course they can't make it public.
It's illegal.
It's illegal, yeah.
At that point in time.
But you notice, especially from Gaunt's point of view, that he feels so much more than friendship towards Elwood, and that's the situation we have in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Gaunt goes to war, Elwood follows a few months later, and I would describe the book as an anti-war novel.
Yes,
so
definitely.
You don't get a lot of fighting scenes per se, but you see or read a lot about what it does to people, what war does to people. So what it does to their bodies, of course, but also, and I think that was, the most interesting part, what it does to your mind.
Yes, and it's so touching if you follow their thoughts during those months and years in the war. During the war, they both get separated, and of course that's a tragic story because
I would leave it at that.
Yeah, we leave it at
just
that.
Read the book.
Yes.
So if you want to know what the tragic story, read the book.
Yes.
It's a typical novel, but there are a few special stylistic elements.
So there are newspaper articles in the book. Yeah, you have the English version, I have the German version. And those are newspaper parts from a newspaper the students in the school publish.
Yeah. And there's always some poetry written by Elwood in it too.
Yeah.
So.
And you
Elwood
can
is a poet.
Yeah, Elwood is a poet, and you can see, wait, let me show you if you can see it. That there is, well, right now you can't see it.
Yeah, but you'll have several newspaper clippings across the book.
Yeah.
And I mean, as typical. As typical for that time, these newspaper clippings are always filled with people who died, who got lost, who were wounded during the war.
Yeah,
And
I think that's a very good and stylistic, very good element to focus on the horrors of the war, because you see like some names, you even recognize some of the names, and then you always see the age of the lost or dead man.
I mean, it's the school's papers, so I think all the names they publish are people who went to that school. No, you don't know all of them, but
sometimes you recognize.
More than often, unfortunately, And then you have lots of letters, so mostly between Gaunt and Elwood, but also between other people. And
it makes this book very intense, because you have a realistic feeling to it, and that's one of the things I liked about the book in general, is that you feel like those young men could have been friends of yours, because it's so close to, you feel so close to them, and then you realize they're just kids, basically.
And they sneak, so during their time at the school, they sneak out in the night and get drunk.
Yeah, and stuff like that. Stuff we always. We always do. We would do
not anymore. We don't have to sneak out anymore to get drunk. We can just do it.
Yeah.
In the open.
Yeah.
And I think that's
makes it a very realistic and intense read.
Intense, I think intense is really the right word, because you get so drawn in and you feel with them, and
they are just not like anonymous people that have been fighting in a war, but they, like I said earlier, they could have been your friends, and that only displays the horrors of war even more. And I like that about the book, because it makes it such a great and sad and realistic reading.
Who's your favorite character?
Well, I like both of the protagonists a lot, because you get to know so much about their feelings, and I totally get their feelings. I mean, it's a queer book after all, so I get those feelings even more, although we are not, fortunately, not in the position like that. But imagine the fear of your own feelings if someone finds out you're in love with a man and you're not allowed to love a man.
I think many people nowadays can still relate to that.
Yeah, and pair that with the horrors of a world war.
Yeah.
So that's I can totally understand their thoughts, as far as I can understand it, not being a man fighting in a world war. But so I like them both. It's very realistic. I think their thoughts are very realistic, and I like that.
So it's
really realistic. Yeah. Who's your favorite character?
Yeah.
I know you prefer one of them.
I think I liked Gaunt a bit more, maybe, but I'm not sure. They are so different, which makes their relationship even more interesting, because they are so different. Or maybe I don't know. Maybe Elwood.
Okay.
Gaunt. I thought I would have a preference.
Yeah, so
maybe not.
Maybe you have a preference, but we both love both of them.
So what I also liked was, I mean, we said before that you learn a lot about the horrors of war and so on. So that might sound a bit dark, but there are really nice parts to the book too, and there are these small moments where you see how the war also made deepened and intensified friendships, and how people start to work together, and I like
care for each other.
Yeah, and care for each other, and that was a really nice touch to it too. So it if you want to read it, it won't be an easy read, but it still is a good read, and it won't be all dark and negative.
Yes. Yes.
So.
And also, I think it's so well written.
Yes.
That
Language is really good.
Language is really good, and
you said that the translation is good too.
Translation is very good, yes, and we don't have that. That's not always the case.
Yeah.
And it makes Alice Winn makes those people alive, so to speak. So, and they are such lovable characters, and basically it's a great and tragic love story during a very hard and tragic time.
Yeah.
So there's always some nice things about a love story, even if it's tragic or if it's in war times. So you will definitely find some very nice parts that...
Yeah. And some adorable parts and some parts, but which are part of growing up too.
Yeah,
so
it basically is everything I love from a book that I want to find in a book or in a story.
Yeah. So for me it was really a 5 out of 5 book.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. I was not completely satisfied with the ending, but that's a matter of taste, and you liked the end. So I liked the ending, but yeah.
Well, I can't discuss now why I liked it, but for me it was a great ending.
So if you've read,
find out.
if you're gonna read it, we can discuss the ending and we can see how you feel about it.
Yes,
and it's a good ending. It's a good ending.
Yes.
Still. So this is the original cover, and we actually discussed the covers, and so I don't know what to say. I just like this cover.
I like both.
I like both, but I prefer the original, the English one, because it's very clear and you just have these bold spaces and colors, and it's
Well,
and I also like it when it's on the bookshelf.
I'm a huge fan from the German publisher, so I think they always make great looking books, and also good books speaking from a content point of view. But this immediately catched my eye somehow. So I like the color arrangement. Like it's like the English. It could be a battlefield or the English countryside, whatever you make of it.
So like here are the cut off heads? Or?
No, no,
okay, but maybe there are. No,
maybe, but it could be like there is a what's a Schützengraben?
Trenches.
Trenches. It could be like there, or at least you could imagine that there are trenches right here. So for me, it could be the beauty of the English countryside, and all this beauty could be destroyed easily if you imagine there's trenches.
But there were no trenches in the English countryside.
No, but if you read the story.
So I do like the cover too, but I think for me it's just there's too much. It's too wild.
Okay.
I don't know. I like wild, but I like an unwild book cover.
Choose your favorite and read it. Like I said, you can easily read. If you're German, you can read the German version because it's very well translated. If you like the original version, just stick to that one.
I would always suggest that, but yeah.
Usually I would too, but this one was in my hands earlier than the other one. We really wish that Alice Winn finds many readers all across the world, because this book deserves
to be read.
Yeah. And I hope she continues writing, and maybe there's another great story coming. Have fun, and let us know in the comments what you think.
Take care, and bye-bye.
Bye.